Solving an already factored quadratic. After watching this video, I will be able to apply the zero product property to solve a quadratic equation that is already factored. So before we can solve the equation, we must understand what the zero product property means. If I am multiplying two things together and I'm telling you that the answer is equal to 0, that means that one of those numbers has to be 0 because 0 times anything is 0. So if I have factors of something and I'm telling you that the result is 0, I can set each individual factor to 0 and solve those mini equations. The reason we are interested in what the solution is when something is 0 is because the x-intercept of a graph is the solution to the equation, and that means that for something to be an x-intercept, we must see what the value is at 0. And you might hear about roots, zeros, or solutions. That is just different names to mean the same thing, the answer, when we solve the two equations. So using the zero product property, I could take one of the factors and set it equal to 0. I could take the second factor, set it equal to 0, and I can solve these equations independently. So I'm going to do the inverse. So a is equal to positive 8, and then I'm going to do the inverse, minus 4. So a is equal to negative 4. And because I have a quadratic, this means I should have two answers as opposed to one. So again, we want to take each individual factor and set it equal to 0. 5p minus 8. And we want to solve the two equations independently. So here I want to add 7 so that it cancels out. So p is equal to 7. Then here I have a two-step equation, so I want to add 8 first. 0 plus 8 is 8. And in this case, because 8 cannot be divided by 5 evenly, I'm just going to leave my answer as a fraction. So we want to solve the quadratic equation. So I want to take the first factor, set it equal to 0. In this case, because I already have letter equals number, I am done. There's nothing else to be done here. So n is equal to 0 is one of the answers. Then I'm going to take the second term, 7n minus 2 equal to 0, and I'm going to solve this equation. So 7n is equal to 2, divide by 7. So n is equal to 2 over 7 because I can't actually make that come out to be a whole number. So again, two solutions, two answers for this problem. So this is a you try. You should pause your video, see if you can do this problem, and then press play to see if you got the answer correct. Pause your video now. So step 1, set each factor equal to 0. And then solve the two equations independently. So in this case, minus 8 goes first, so we're left with 5r equals negative 8. Divide by 5, so r is equal to negative 8 over 5 is one solution. Here we're going to add 5, so we're left with 2r equals positive 5. Divide by 2, so r is equal to 5 over 2.